Brothers and sisters, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna show you one of the best deck that's gonna dominate this format. I know it might sound weird, but it's gonna be Snake Eye, Kashtira, Fiendsmith. I'm gonna show you the deck list, then we're gonna move to the combo section of this video, and I'm gonna explain you why this deck is so powerful. Let's move on to the deck list. So we got one Snake Eye Ash, 3 Snake Eye Oak. I know it might sound weird, but this card with any sand fodder, for example a field spell, becomes actually a Snake Eye Ash on cracks. Because you can go Oak, send Bright Sot or send Chicken Game in order to special summon Ash, add Popular into Snake Eye Temple, place the Snake Eye Diabella Star, and then you go into the Flameberge, and when you link away the Flameberge and you summon back the Oak, you can actually just use the Oak effect to reborn from the graveyard. It's basically Snake Eye Ash, which is obviously weaker to entraps such as Ash Blossom. And that's it actually. In permanence, it's the same way, while Ash Blossom is a little bit complicated to play around right now. Moving on, we got the Snake Eye Pop limited to 1. 1 Birch. The 1 Birch, in my opinion, is needed because every time you start with Pop, or every time you might need a fire monster to special summon itself from a bonfire and you already used Popular, then the Birch comes in clutch to give you an extra fire on the board. The 1 Snake Eye Diabella Star, the 1 Snake Eye Flamberge Dragon, the 1 original and 1 for 1 just for extension. It's absurd that we still have 3 Diabella Star and 3 Wanted, but I mean, I guess we play those. And then we got 2 Ferrir, 1 Unicorn, that could also be 2 Unicorn, 1 Ferrir. I think you need 3 Kashtira names. You might debunk my opinion by playing only 2 1 Ferrir and 1 Unicorn. I still think that having the second Ferrir going second makes a huge difference, as you might think that the second Unicorn going first makes a huge difference. We still are playing 3 Engraver and 1 Lurry, 1 Tractus. Yes, Engraver is not anymore a 1 card combo. It's an extension that protects our plays from Nibiru and from board breakers by summoning the Desiree. And it also gives us a very good stand fodder for Snake Eye Oak by equipping Requiem to the Engraver. Then we got 3 Pressure Planet Brightsot. Again, we need sand fodders. We need something that sticks on board in order to send this card for a Snake Eye Oak or for a Snake Eye Ash in order to establish our play very early on. So we need 3 Brightsot. Again, if you open Oak and Brightsot is broken, and that's what I'm looking for. Or obviously with an Ash, with a Bonfire. Then we got the 1 Divine Temple, 1 Terraforming to add the Brightsot, or the Chicken Game. Chicken Game is an upstart, but it's also a card that sticks on the board, which makes this card actually insane right now. And I would 100% play this card. I think it's too good to not play right now. The Kashtira Bird, because Unicorn gives you also a sand fodder, and that's why you play it. Then we got 3 Bonfire. The 1 Azurune. The 1 Azurune is part of the end board. I'm gonna explain you the issue that I had in order to create a consistent end board that was not wasting bodies, and why Azurune ended up in the main deck. I'm not a huge fan of this package, the Azurune Rabbit package. I'm gonna show you the combos and we can go through the problems of why you might have to play this package. Then here we have board breakers. You might think that board breakers are not the way to go right now, or you might think that I'm not playing enough board breakers, but with Kashtira the story changes, to be honest, because they push very well right now into boards, especially if there is no Apollosa. They push very well into boards that end on IP, and in my opinion that's why you don't need that many board breakers, because you're just looking to open 1. If you play entraps, obviously the story changes and you might start cutting engines such as the 3rd Oak, the second Ferrir. You can also cut the third engraver, and like you can fit, I would say, comfortably 12 entraps. Because right now the power of Ash Blossom and Nibiru is very high if you wanna play an entrap approach. I still like cards like Dark Ruler and Droplet, especially against Yubel, because Yubel plays very well into entraps, and that's why I would recommend a board breaker approach with Kashtira that covers everything. For the extra deck, we got the 1 Princess, the 1 IP, the 1 SP, the 1 Ita, the 1 Dark. I'm playing Dark too because I'm playing Underworld Goddess in the extra deck. Underworld Goddess is such a good card to disrupt your opponent board because you spam bodies with the Kashtira monsters, and then you have the Charmer monster that give you an extra body, and then suddenly you can turn your opponent monsters into a goddess that negates the entire board, and it's also recursion. It's also an engine, a fundamental engine piece, because it's a Fiend-like that you can turn into Requiem, and Requiem right now, it's a 1 card to make Caesar. Then we got Nightmare Phoenix. I think you need the second fight. I don't think you can play without playing 2 Link Fire in the extra deck that are not Promethean. You will need it. Don't cut don't cut the Phoenix. It's actually, in my opinion, mandatory. The 1 Anima, the 1 obviously Requiem, the 1 Necrokeep Princess to have a 1 card Caesar, Moon of the Closed Heaven. Then we got the Sequence, and then Desiree and Rabbit. Now let's move on to the options, because again, this is not the final answer to this deck. Like, it's not the final take. I would say that it's an experimental one, but I would also assume that this one, this kind of deck list is gonna dominate the format because it feels so good. It's actually unbelievable how good this deck feels. So as extra deck options, we got the Area Leader. Area Leader is not a combo piece per se, but it's especially good going second because it gives you an extra body. And that's why I kinda like this card, because you can easily break boards if you have extra bodies that come out of nowhere. Then we got Pit Knight early. Pit Knight early, I thought it was possible to end on Pit Knight early as an endboard instead of Rabbit, so it could save space for me to not run the Azurune in the main deck. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find a way to summon Pit Knight early in the main monster zone, but only in the in the extra monster zone. And as you can see, the body of Pit Knight early in the extra monster zone, it's not very good because it points upright and alright. So it's not that good, to be honest. Right now, I wasn't able to find the right combo, but you know, we can actually, you know, find the most optimal extra deck to have a decent end board to fight every Meta decks. Moving on, we got the Zelantis package. The Zelantis package is not a bad package per se, and also it covers the issue that I have in my end board, because you could actually use a Phoenix as a link climb instead of wasting an Ita or a Phoenix, Nightmare Phoenix, as you will see later on in the combo section. And it's also a good package to OTK. So I am not against this package, I just wanna test more other options. It's something that I already tested. I don't think it's bad. I don't know if it's optimal yet. Moving on, we got Unicorn or Selene plus access code. After testing the Selene access code, I kinda prefer having the Unicorn, because the Unicorn is good, especially if you have to already use the SP, so your IP can make a Unicorn. And actually spinning back in the deck, in my opinion, is such a good interaction right now that might actually be worth to look into. I actually think that Unicorn is way better than Selene right now, and Unicorn into access code is good, even though Selene gives you an extra pop for access code. Moving on, we got a package that might seem kinda sus, but like only the thoughts of it make me think that might be good. One Sharvara, one Yama, one Rage without the Unchained trap, because again, I don't want to play too many bricks. And I think it's good because you can turn your Fiendsmith into an Unchained combo and end on a Rage on the board, and Rage is such a powerful card right now. Like even ending on a Rage in the spell and trap zone using Flameverge might actually be too good to not look into. And in my opinion, those are the options that you guys have to take in consideration. I don't think there is anything else I would look into, because, you know, like I do a lot of researches on those kind of decks, and I don't think there is another option that I would take in consideration for this. Umblow Whale, I would discard it. I wouldn't think it's good enough. For the Charmers, you might want to think Lina. I don't think it makes the 15 slots, to be honest. I don't think it's that good to make the 15 slots. For the rest, I will leave you guys options just to decide which strategy fits better your gameplay. Moving on, let's go over the combo section. For the combo section of this video, before moving forward to the 2-card combos, we need to establish what one single Snake Ayash can do. So one normal summon Snake Ayash that can be Bonfire, that can be Snake Ayash, that can be Oak plus any sand fodder. We'll do Snake Ayash, add Poplar, add Divine Temple will put Snake Eye Diab, Snake Eye Diab and Ash will turn into Oak. Oak effect is gonna summon Snake Eye Ash from the graveyard, and then we're gonna turn Ash and Poplar into Moon of the Closed Heaven. Then we're gonna use Pop effect to place Snake Eye Diabellstar in the spell and trap zone. Then we're gonna turn the Moon of the Closed Heaven into Requiem. Requiem effect is gonna summon the engraver from the deck. And you might actually say, okay, Nash, but they can just Nibiru me on the summon of Moon. Yes, but you still end on IP plus a Snake Eye Ash in the spell and trap zone, or with a Snake Eye Oak in the spell and trap zone, which is basically what the one card was doing anyways. So, moving on. And also, if you have a Diabellstar, if you have an engraver in your hand, if you start even with a Kashtira, the combo basically changes a lot. So we're gonna move forward, and then we're gonna use the Requiem effect to equip itself to the engraver, and then we're gonna use Oak effect to send Requiem. And you might actually think, Nash, but like, if I send Requiem, I cannot summon Necrokeep, I cannot go for Caesar. That is true, but I'm gonna show you a variation of this combo that I was able to find thanks to the Rocket Hideout. Shout out to them for giving me this combo. So you summon Flameverge, and then you link those two away to summon Sequence. Then you use Flameverge effect to summon back Snake Eye Ash and Poplar, and then you're gonna use those two to summon IP Masquerena, and then we're gonna link away the sequence, so we are not using the sequence right now, in order to summon Princess. And if you get Nibiru here, you still have enough extension. Remember, we did not use Engraver in the graveyard, so we could at any point shuffle back the sequence. Princess effect, summon the Flameverge back, and then you can use Flameverge to put back IP Masquerena in the spell and trap zone, and then you link those two away in order to summon something that can be a Nita, that can be a Nightmare Phoenix. So what are we doing right now is basically putting Flameverge and IP in the spell and trap zone for our Divine Temple. Then we're gonna use Engraver effect, we're gonna put back the sequence in the extra deck, and then we're gonna summon the Diabellstar, put Flameverge back in the spell and trap zone, summon the Diabellstar, and then we're gonna use Diabellstar, and the engraver in order to summon again the sequence, but this time we're gonna use the effect. We're gonna shuffle back engraver, requiem, moon, and we're gonna summon the Desiree. Then we're gonna turn the sequence and the Ita or the Nightmare Phoenix into the Silhouette Rabbit, and you're gonna use Silhouette Rabbit to set Azrune. Now this is a weird sequence. I think this sequence is not bad at all. I kinda like the sequence of the one Snake Eye Ash. There is also the sequence to summon the Caesar, which is basically again Moon into Caesar. That's it. That's very simple. But I like this because you have still a lot of bodies, and you just imagine instead of the Desiree, you end on Caesar. It's literally the same except for the fact that you also have Flameberge on the board. I don't think it's bad. This kinda plays better into board breakers, while the Caesar respects more other strategies, like the entrap approach. I think I like this more, personally speaking. Otherwise, again, instead of making when you go for Moon, you can just go Moon into Requiem, Requiem, summon Fiendsmith, equip the Requiem, Requiem and Fiendsmith make the Necrokeep, summon back the Fiendsmith, make the Caesar. Like, it's that simple, to be honest. You can just practice that line on your own. Moving on, let me show you guys the Ash plus Fiendsmith. The Ash plus Fiendsmith has a weird choke point that's Ash Blossom or Impermanence. I'm trying to fix it right now, so just be patient on it. So engraver effect into Tractus, Tractus into Lorre, Lorre special summon itself, then you go into Requiem, Requiem summon the engraver, engraver, then you use Requiem effect on engraver, and then you turn those into Necrokeep, and then you summon back the engraver by shuffling back the Requiem, and then you can turn those two into the Caesar. As you can see, if I normal summon Ash and I get Impermanence, or if I normal summon Ash and on the second effect I get Ash, it's very bad, right? So the way that you actually might play this is if you start with normal summon Ash, right, and Ash gets an entrap, then you can use the engraver as an extension in order to always try to establish three bodies, and the three bodies, as you might know, turns into a princess, and the princess can summon back the Ash, and from there we can move on forward by using the Ash second effect to special summon Poplar. Poplar is gonna add original, and yara yara. I think that's probably the best way to start. Like, to be honest, in a vacuum I would probably start with Snake Eye Ash. If you don't start with engraver but you start with Snake Eye Ash, then the engraver plays kinda bad into bestials. So that's a thing that we will have to take in account, see how the meta evolves, and how which decks are gonna be the top tiers at the end of the day, which flex spots are gonna be the mostly played, and that's when we are gonna establish which starter is better in a vacuum. So I think in a vacuum is better Snake Eye Ash. For the sake of the combo, just to show how to make Caesar, I started with engraver, but we can move on and see the rest of this combo. So now we normal summon Ash, Ash into Pop, Pop effect can summon itself, add Divine Temple, and I think the combo is the same. It doesn't change anything. You just go for Oak summon back the Ash, use the 2 into Moon. You still go into Moon because the combo now gets crazy. Use Oak and Ash to summon Flameberge, and then you use the Moon and the Diabellstar to summon the sequence, and now we use sequence effect, shuffle back the engraver, the lure, and the closed heaven to summon the Desiree. After that we can turn the sequence and the Flameberge away to summon the Promethean, summon 2 bodies back, and then we use the sequence effect on Desiree, and then we can use the Promethean to summon back the Flamberge. We're gonna use Desiree on the Promethean. We're gonna turn Oak and Ash into IP, and then we're gonna turn IP and Promethean that's negated into the Silhouette Rabbit, and Silhouette Rabbit is gonna set as rune, and then we can use the effect of Flamberge to put back in the spell and trap zone IP. Now, this is the maximum extension you can get from Ash plus engraver. Now, here is the thing. If you start with Ash, and we say that when we had Ash engraver in hand, right? I said you could start with Ash, right? There is an issue with that, because if you start with Ash, so we're gonna call Ash E. If you start with Ash and you keep the engraver E in hand, and you start comboing with Ash, you are gonna miss the Desiree. Because in order to check Nibiru, you will have to miss on Desiree or on Wave King. Because yes, you can play around Nibiru even by not making the Caesar, and I showed that in the one card Ash combo. So basically, if you normal summon Ash, I think you just do the one card combo, and then if you get interrupted, then you use the engraver as extension, which means that we are not gonna end on Caesar, or we are not gonna end on the Caesar. And I think that's basically the way to move forward. It's probably correct to normal summon Ash to play better into interruptions. Again, we trade. If you wanna play safely, you will have to trade a piece of your input, and I think it's correct. Moving on, there is the last combo, how Ash and Witch respect Nibiru. Again, shout out to the Rocket Hideout for the combos. Some of those were made by them, and I think those are very good combos, and that's why I'm showcasing those to you. So we go Special Summon Witch. I think it's always better to Special Summon Witch with a good discard fodder. Then we go Set Original, and now we normal summon Ash, add Pop, and then Special Summon Popular effect, add Divine Temple. Divine Temple is gonna place the Snake Eye Diab, and then we're gonna use Ash effect Rebuke itself to summon Flamberge, and then we go Diabella Star and Pop to summon the Moon, and then Popular effect is gonna scale back the Snake Eye Pop. Then we're gonna use the Moon for the Requiem. Requiem effect is gonna summon the Fiendsmith engraver. We are gonna use the Requiem on Fiendsmith in order to turn those into Necrokeep Princess, and then we're gonna summon back the engraver, and this is the choke point for Nibiru. Like, they have to Nibiru here, because otherwise those two body will turn into a Caesar, which will negate the Nibiru. So they have to Nibiru right now, and you would say, Nash, but how do you keep comboing after that? Remember that we did not use Snake Eye Diabel to special summon itself, which means that you can link away the Flamberge as the Snake Eye Diabel, and then keep going from there after you establish a Caesar. So your opponent will have to Nibiru here, no question asked. The opponent's Nibiru, and now we got Flamberge effect. It's gonna special summon Snake Eye Pop and the Snake Eye Ash. Okay, and then we're gonna link away the Popular and the Ash in order to summon the Moon. Remember that here there is a token. You cannot make Moon using a non-effect monster. And then you are gonna, again, link the token and the Moon in order to make sequence. So basically, it's the same thing. It's fine. You just use the token later. It's just a missequence here. So you just use the Snake Eye Ash and the Oak to make the Moon, and then the Moon and the token to make the sequence. It's the same thing. Moving on, we can use the effect of Fiendsmith sequence to shuffle back the Requiem, the Heaven, and the Engraver in order to summon the Desiree. And then we can use Snake Eye Diabella Star in order to put Snake Eye Ash back in the spell and trap zone, link those two away in order to summon Promethean Princess, and then we can use the effect of Sequence to equip to Desiree, and then we can use Princess to summon back the Flamberge. Then we can use Original to suck away the Snake Eye Ash to summon Oak. Oak effect is gonna summon Snake Eye Ash back. And then we can use Desiree in order to negate our Promethean. Now that means that we can link away the... we can go Anima into SP, or we can just go Promethean and another body. It's Promethean and another body into SP. So this was also incorrect on this combo. You can just go Promethean and Snake Eye Ash or Oak into SP, and SP banishes the... and then you can turn SP and the other body into Silhouette, and then Silhouette is gonna set as Rune, and then Flamebird is gonna put back DSP in the spell and trap zone. There were a missequence here as well, but like I explained through how to do it correctly. You just link directly away the Promethean, because it makes no sense to waste an Anima into SP, and then you link away the SP into Silhouette. That said, this is it for the combo section of this video. Special shout out to Sleeve Chief. Sleeve Chief is an amazing provider for UDO products such as sleeves, such as playmats, such as deck boxes, and remember to use Goo5 in order to purchase one of their items with a 5% discount, because a part of them goes back to my channel and helps me make video for you. Goo5. That said, I wish you guys a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.